In a quiet, upscale neighborhood, there lived a woman named Claire Bennett. Claire was a photographer, though not a famous one. She had a small circle of clients who appreciated her work, but she mostly kept to herself. Reclusive and private, Claire lived alone in a modest apartment. Few knew much about her, and she preferred it that way. One cold and misty evening, Claire received an unexpected email. The sender was anonymous, and the message was brief. "I need you to photograph my estate. Come alone. Midnight." Attached was an offer too substantial to refuse. Although the request was strange, Claire's curiosity got the better of her, and she agreed. At midnight, Claire arrived at the address provided. The mansion loomed in the darkness, shrouded in fog, its grand structure barely visible. The doors creaked open as she approached, revealing a vast, dimly lit hallway. The mansion was eerily silent, filled with furniture draped in white sheets and walls adorned with faded portraits. As Claire began to photograph the estate, a sense of unease settled over her. The shadows seemed to move, and faint figures appeared in the corners of her vision, only to vanish when she tried to focus on them. But she continued, driven by a need to capture every detail. In a room at the end of a long corridor, she found a large, cracked mirror. As she raised her camera to take a photo, she saw something chilling, a figure standing behind her in the reflection. But when she turned around, the room was empty. Shaken, Claire quickly finished her shoot and left the mansion, her heart racing. The next morning, Claire's neighbor noticed something unusual. Her apartment door was slightly ajar. Inside, everything seemed in place, except for her camera, which sat on the table with its memory card missing. Claire was nowhere to be found. The police were called and an investigation began, but there were no clues, no signs of a struggle. It was as if Claire had simply vanished. Weeks passed, and just as hope was fading, a small envelope appeared in Claire's mailbox. Inside was the missing memory card. The police eagerly reviewed the photos. They were disturbing, images of the mansion's dark hallways, faint silhouettes, and in the final photo, a blurred figure rushing toward the camera. But the strangest part, the mansion itself couldn't be traced. There were no records of it, and no one had ever seen such a place. As the investigation continued, the police uncovered a dark side to Claire's life. She wasn't just a photographer, she was a blackmailer. For years, she had used her camera to expose the secrets of her clients, threatening to ruin them if they didn't pay her off. But it seemed that one of her victims had decided to turn the tables. In the end, it became clear that Claire had been lured into a trap. The mansion was an illusion, a carefully crafted setup to make her disappear. The final, chilling twist, the last photo, the one with the blurred figure, wasn't of a stranger. It was Claire, captured in her own reflection, realizing too late that she had become the prey in her own game. And so, Claire Bennett vanished, leaving behind only eerie photographs and unanswered questions. Some say, if you listen closely on a quiet night, you can still hear the faint click of a camera, capturing one last image before the darkness takes hold.